Chuck, coming to you. Your most favorite transfer of our player pool now that the transfer window is closed. Who do you like?
Well, I'm gonna go to a place where I didn't see the player necessarily going to, especially given the rumors, and that would be Tanner Tessman, Venezia to Lyon. Lyon is an incredible club, strong league in Liga, and the expectations for that club are massive. So to go to that place, I think he's going to benefit tremendously. And he even got into a match in his first appearance coming off the bench. So I think that's given Serginho Dest, we kind of knew already he was going to go back to PSV after the loan was so successful. So I'm not surprised by that. I also liked the Mark McKenzie and Austin Trusty transfers because we need center backs who are playing and playing in good situations. Yeah, and that's that for me. That's all you get.
Those are good ones. How about you, Big Tones? Your most favorite transfer?
Yeah, my favorite. Charlie just touched on my most favorite one. That's McKenzie to Toulouse, right? I was at Toulouse. I trained there before I went to Watford. It's a great place, great little city, and it's going to be a great league, I think, for McKenzie. And if you look at his sort of time at Philly, I was counting up games at the first team, not counting Philadelphia Union 2 games that he played in. He's coming up on, I think he's at 199 professional games that he's played in his career as a center back. And it's all been at a place, Philly, then Genk, and now he's going to Toulouse. Like, he's making this kind of move for himself. And I like that for him. And I might have a soft spot for the kid because I know early in his career at the youth national team level, there were guys that didn't believe in him. And I was with Hugo Perez at the time, and he kept asking us, what do you think? What do you think? And we're like, you got to bring him back because he's gotten better every single camp. And he brought him in and then started to show a lot of belief in him and worked with him. He's gotten better and better and better, especially with his feet. I'll tell you what, there was one kid that I had in the 5.5 years I was with the youth teams that you never thought was going to get better with his feet. It was Mark McKenzie. So credit to him, man, for what he's done. On the other side, Jimmy, the one I probably don't like, and I'm hoping that my mind is changed like 2-3 months from now, is the Matt Turner move. Like, I personally think with
you've done. I mean, he goes from number 3 where he's never going to get any games to a number 2 where
what is his agent thinking? For real?
I get
let's go to London so I can be the backup in London instead of Nottingham Forest. Like,
do you think it's his agent? I mean, Matt Turner's already come out and said that he wanted to stay in the Premier League. I feel like he's holding on to that as much as anything.
Yeah, I don't care that you're not going to play.
I get it.
Yeah, and that's kind of, Charlie, where I'm going. I just wonder if you go to a bigger club, and I don't know we don't know what the possibilities were, but I would have liked to have seen a championship club that is battling to get in the playoffs. Like, there's got to be, Matt Turner has his faults, right, in his game, and they need to get better. And I just don't think he's going to get better sitting on the bench.
He's not.
He's not.
Like, go to League A, go to Holland. I know it's not the Premier League, and everyone wants to play in the Premier League, but that's the key word. You want to play in the Premier League. I just don't understand going and sitting in. So that's why I reserve that 2 months from now, I hope that we find something else out that we didn't know that he's now playing, and so I don't know. Someone say, well, it's one of the teams that was interested. Yeah, I would be interested in going somewhere where I'm playing. I mean, I can't imagine it. Well, how old is Matt? He's got to be like 27, 28, right? I don't have it in front of me, but it doesn't matter. In your entire career, like, that
30.
Can't make you happy. 30, okay, that can't make you happy not being in a place where you're not playing, man. I didn't play the last 6 months of my career, and I went home every night like, mother, Bruce, I'm
with you, Tony.
I'm gonna show you every stinking day, like, and it didn't work out in the end, but like, I can't imagine at 30 years old, like, it was never a question that I went to the field, and if I was, and I'm not in anyone's shoes, and again, I don't know what the financials are, and I would never begrudge anybody, as I always say, to make the move for that. But damn, man, you got a World Cup at home coming up. A World Cup.
Yeah.
There's one thing I know, I don't care where anyone ranks me or puts me. There's one thing I know better than any goalkeeper that's played for the U.S. team, and I don't talk about my career hardly ever, right? But I know what playing at home in a World Cup does for the rest of your life. That's what I know, right? And that to miss that opportunity because you want to stay in the Premier League, I hope that's not the fate for Matt Turner. I really hope it's not, because this could be life changing for him.
And right now he's giving an
Yeah.
opportunity by not playing, right?
Well-
By not playing, he's giving opportunities to others to maybe
Right.
to get over him. Go ahead,
Well,
Chuck.
and Jimmy, I think that's the problem that I have is he's given the opportunities, but no one's really taking it. And, you know, it's the drop off from 1 to 2, 3, 4. It's pretty dire in the sense of goalkeepers. You know, from ever since I've known goalkeepers, Tony was in goal. Then you had Friedel and Keller and Tim Howard and Brad Guzan. You had goalkeepers galore all over the place, and not to mention all the Marcus Hahnemans of the world. Other keepers who were doing well and playing at a high level. But the caliber of keeper that to play with the U.S. men's national team, to wear the number 1 shirt, was so incredibly high and respected across the world. And now our number 1 was playing for a team that nearly got relegated and was the number 3 keeper at the club. That he would rather go to Crystal Palace to be the number 2 behind Dean Henderson, who's 27 years old, right, and is the starter, locked in no matter what. He's not going anywhere, right? So it's a little frustrating when you talk about the goalkeeping position, because that was something that we could always rely on. It was consistent.
Chuck,
yeah.
I was going to say, here's a question for both Tony. Of you, and I don't know the answer, but I'm just thinking as Charlie's talking about this, what goalkeepers at the moment, as we sit here today, do you feel like are getting better? Right, that are getting better. I mean,
the ones that are playing. That's the easiest answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So, and
there's only 2 of them. Schulte and Gaga. That's it. This is the only 2 that are getting better. That you can legit say they're getting better.
Matt Freese.
Yeah, that are in the pool. Matt Freese is in
the
pool.
Is getting better. A kid like Cochin's
going to get better.
Is going to get better as it goes.
All younger guys.
Like if I'm Turner or if I'm Horvath, now Horvath is playing, so he at least has the chance to get better, right? Because he's playing. Now I know
he's not owning it.
He's not, and I feel like I feel like we were in so many different periods that Charlie mentioned of goalkeepers. Guys went into camp fighting not to be number 2, right? Where I feel like now we're fighting to be number 1. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like we had a bunch of number 1s that were fighting not to be the number 2 guy, and that someone put Stefan. Okay, I'll put Stefan in there. He's getting better. He's got a chance to get better. He's playing all the time. So I think you see my point. I'm gonna have to go back and study that question a little bit more. I just thought of it and kind of start documenting it a little bit over the course of the next couple of weeks and months.
Well, my least favorite transfer, I had maybe another name, but you've convinced me that it's Matt Turner now, Big Tones. So that's that one. My favorite one, I'm going to go with you, Tanner Tessman, Charlie. I really like that move from Venezia to Lyon, not only because of where I think it's going to challenge him, but he has the opportunity to learn from Nemanja
Vidic.
Not Vidic.
No, Matic. Sorry.
Matic. Yeah, I did the same thing. I was about to say Vidic. I'm like, no, don't. I've already messed up Reggie Brooks, Cannon.
When you throw in Nemanja, it's usually
Nemanja.
just
I always think I go right to center back, Vidic. But Nemanja Matic, 36-year-old, obviously has a decorated career and has won trophies. And I just think that in itself, too, will help him as he goes in to basically replace Matic. And I like that part of it. I think that's a part of the equation there. I've been really surprised and impressed by Aiden Morris. I want to throw that out there as well. And the Mark McKenzie move and also Caleb Wiley into France. They're playing now where everything's a little bit quicker. And I just want to bring up the fact that they're going to have to really pay attention to the details, because the game was 3-2, Lyon-Strasbourg. Strasbourg was up. And Caleb Wiley, who came on, he was the one that kept everybody on side. He was just a yard behind the back line, and that allowed Lacazette to get in behind. That led to 3-3, and then Lyon goes to win 4-3. And these are the little details that these guys are going to have to get better at. And I've seen Mark McKenzie get isolated in a situation where maybe he wasn't seeing that regularly in Belgium or wherever else they were playing previous. And that is going to be really important for their development as well.
Yes.
All right. So wait,
guy's got to have a decent agent, huh?
He's got a decent agent.
Get him to
yeah,
Lyon.
That's right. After everybody was slandering the agent for so long in Italy that the guy didn't know what he was doing, but he figured it out because that's a hell of a move.